In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Question everything.
Trust nothing.
Miguel's doing actually the trust nothing with like the little knife hands.
Cobra Kai, bro.
He looks like a samurai with his hair pulled up. Yeah, so that's why he wants you to know he's turning straight samurai. It's the DCA dojo in the house, and Samurai Crusader is going to be leading, kicking things off. I'm excited about it. We're going to have some fun. Hopefully, everybody had a great weekend. Sorry that we didn't stream the other night. It's some family stuff going on. We needed a night off, and so hey, here we are. We're going to dive into it. We're going to have some fun tonight. Hopefully, everybody had a good weekend. So, that being said, let's dive right on in. Make sure to smash the likes. Get involved in the Discord, guys. We've got this riddle happening. People are doing really well. Actually, I was just telling Third Patriot in the chat. Third Patriot's got the thinking cap on. I'll tell you, I pay attention. So does Miguel. We're always watching. And I got to tell you, for those of you that are trying to figure out these riddles, y'all might want to just, talk to Third Patriot, because definitely some good ideas coming from there. We've got some merch that we're going to show here in a little bit. We'll dive all into that. But before we do, let's just check out what the markets are doing. Let me see.
Come on.
There it is.
I got the people waiting in suspense.
I know they're dying here. If I could, it would be even better. There we go. It would be even better if I could update before I switched over. So we are at the global crypto market cap is at $944.7 billion with a B dollars. We're up 1.12%. Bitcoin pretty flat, about up 0.38%. And that's at 19,570. And ETH is just under 1,400. I do want to say I exited out of my ETH short. I was 5x leverage on that short. Did really well. Took some nice profits. Was really happy with that. And Bloodalytics played a part in that. We'll talk about that more as we continue to use it. But I just want to give a little shout out to my boy Crypto Blood. He definitely helped with that. And then, as always, Market Cypher. He is, always a part of the trading regime. I do want to point out XRP up 6.54% and 7.5% on the 7-day. Miguel actually, as much as he hates XRP, was giving me some info today that maybe we might hear some news on the case. Did you hear any more than that, or it was just kind of a
no? I just read a quick headline. It was basically that the case might be coming to an end here real soon because of a failure to something, or something was missing, and they kind of cutting it short, I guess.
Well, it sure would be nice. I need my $10,000 XRP. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, it's funny that they're doing it right at this time, right? Like, if you rewind the tape and you look back, I mentioned that the ETH merge, the 2.0, whatever it was going to be, was going to happen in the middle of the bear market. What happened a few weeks ago? Mm-hmm. ETH merge, right? Middle of the bear market, when it's the most dead possible. Now, the same is happening with this XRP thing. If this XRP thing really is coming to a conclusion, finally, it's coming in the middle of the bear market. It's almost like they don't want things to push price up. And, it might have a small move here and there, but it would be so much more of a bigger move if it was in the middle of the bull market and this thing just closes and it would have ripped, right?
You know what's confusing? We're in the bear market. Let's say that this happens. Let's say they win, like I think most people believe that they're going to.
Yeah.
And it rips. Let's say it rips to $5 or something wild. Like it rips, right? The problem with it is going to be that people are going to say, well, if it went to $5 and it's the middle of the bear market, I'm holding, baby. Well, let me tell you all, like I've been telling you, I've got a sell order for just under $5. If that thing rips past $5, 50% of mine is gone. I'm selling it. I'm rocking out, and then I'll hold on to the rest as a moon bag. But I think people might need to pay attention to that idea, because is that whole part of the play? Is the play, again, to play you? I don't know.
It could definitely be. It could definitely be. People don't understand the importance of making moon bags and taking profits and stuff like that if you're in the short term.
Yeah, for sure. Well, talk to me. Speaking about taking profits, show me what the charts look like, Miguelito.
Let's take a look at that. Let me give you a second here to pull it up. All right, here we go. We have Bitcoin, right? What do we see today? We had a massive drop below this heart line to as low as about 18,257, and we came right back up. We got 17 minutes left on this daily candle before it closes out. trying to regain this point of control. This heart line is, so far showing some support here, but we can keep on, playing on this heart line all the way down like this, right? We can see this the whole rest until the market eventually decides to take off. So this does not by any means mean anything great for the Bitcoin price. We're still ranging. We're still in this sideways consolidation. You see this point of control here at 20,271. Momentum headed down, money flow headed down, VWAP negative, RSI on the low end. So we can see a little bit of a bounce here, but just the entire sentiment overall is terrible. We have the Federal Reserve meeting coming up this Wednesday, which has the markets kind of shaken up and kind of stirred, just kind of halted sideways. So I think I have a gut feeling. I said it in the Discord earlier today that what we've been seeing is every time these meetings happen, we have a little bit of a pump during and kind of after the meeting, and then maybe we kind of have a sell off afterward. I think my gut feeling says we're going to have the same thing again. I don't see anything coming out where we're going to have an extreme bearish reaction to it, because we're kind of numb to the bearish sentiment already. I think we're just going to maybe actually have a little bit of a pump.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, as it always is. You just never know. It's such a question mark. This is why the experienced traders tell you don't trade on these basically call outs by the Fed, because you just don't know. Is it already priced in? Is it not? I mean, you literally are rolling dice, stepping up to the table. I want to give a shout out real quick to the Candle Mafia. If you are looking for more TA love like Miguel was just giving out there, make sure to check out Frankie Candles 5:45 to 7:30. We got Nate Quantum Divergence saying, let me pull it up here. We out here. Danger close, baby. Let's go. Repping the Mafia. And I want to tell Nate and a lot of other people, we'll show you a little something right quick.
Yeah, let's show the people the merch, man.
So first of all, y'all see what I got on, right? We got this is embroidered. This is stitched. This is a DCA hat. That's embroidered. We've got the trucker. So this is a flat bill. We've got the trucker version, right? Just got this in. That is also embroidered. And then we've got the embroidered version in black on black, which is embroidered as well. These hats, I freaking love them. These trucker ones, so I like the flat bill, but I'm more of the trucker hat type of guy anymore. And they're super comfortable. They're lightweight. They hold up really well. The bills bend beautifully. That's not all. I don't want to start with that one. So if you are looking for some gas mask action, it's getting into winter, depending on where you're at. Miguel's not going to ever be able to wear these because he lives in Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. But this is an example of one of the gas mask hoodies. Okay. Then we've got the special edition Danger Close Alpha with Keeper on the back to make sure everybody knows where I'm at. I'm going to be wearing this probably at the event, because everybody needs to know where Keeper is at. And then I really like this one, dude. This is embroidered as well. This is, again, another hoodie. I bought 3 hoodies. Actually, the one hoodie's for my wife. But this is embroidered as well. Guys, the merch, I'm telling you.
Super high quality.
It's really, dude, it is. The T-shirts are there. You know how you can just like feel a piece of a T-shirt or something. You're like, wow, that's nice. They fit. The arms on them are actually nice and tight and solid, and they wash and wash and wash and wash, and they continue to be. They're great.
They stay. They don't lose that nice like feeling. They don't get
still have that
quickly.
elasticity. They wash well. Yeah, they're definitely really high quality. And for the price, I got to tell you, a lot of the NFT projects are like, oh yeah, you want a sweatshirt? $862. You know what I mean? And we're got sweatshirts going for like 47 to 63 bucks or something like that. So make sure to check those out. Super excited about that. DangerCloseAlpha.com. And then also, before we dive into it, just a reminder, we're really trying to continue to grow on Twitter. Follow us on Danger Close Alf without the A on Twitter, because we could use the continued support there. So, Miguel, what do we have on the podium this evening?
We got CBDCs, right? We got CBDCs coming in. We got regulations happening with some crypto influencers that we're going to be talking about. So make sure you stay tuned. It's actually a pretty recognizable name. I actually missed it at first until until you told me, like, hey, this is the guy from
hold on, we'll tell you in a minute.
You'll see the name. So stay tuned for that, guys.
We'll stick around for that. We're going to do that at the end. Let's kick it off with regulation, because it's what everybody's been talking about. What's going to happen as the regulation? It is coming. There's absolutely no avoiding it. Regulation is coming. How is it going to respond? How's the market going to respond? So this article says altcoins could get hammered by upcoming regulation, says crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen. We went to a party of Benjamin Cohen's at his.
Yeah, we were at that guy's house.
We were at his house in downtown Miami. My gosh, it was like 60th floor or something. It was super dope. But it says popular crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen says he expects the price of altcoins to go down significantly in the face of imminent regulation on the industry. In a new interview with Digital Asset News, he says that regulators could set their sights on the crypto space, potentially targeting issues such as the energy consumption of proof-of-work blockchains or whether or not certain altcoins are unregistered securities. Last week, the SEC chairman Gary Gensler hinted that ETH could be considered a security following the leading smart contracts platform to transition to proof of stake. I do think that alts need to go down a lot, not only with respect to the US dollar, but with respect to Bitcoin as well. And I think that the narrative that will fuel that will be the regulatory concerns for the altcoin market. Miguel, I don't disagree. I think that we've felt pain, but I don't think we're done. And I think that as these regulations do come out, and I think the scary part is, before we even started talking regulations, I think people felt that they were safe and clear to play. You know what I mean? Just kind of play. I think people are recognizing right now, am I playing with fire? I'm going to get burnt. And that's why I think it's going to be harder and harder to pull gains the way that we were before. I'm not trying to scare anybody out of. I'm just saying, make sure that you understand what it is you are playing with, because I do believe that the SEC is going to try hard to come after people. And you'll hear more about that when we get into the article at the end too.
Yeah, man. I mean, with the regulations coming, with the institutions being involved, right, it's going to become a stock market scenario, right, where there's tons of rules. It's going to be heavily manipulated by the people at the top, right? You're going to have the Wolf of Wall Streets, right, of crypto coming out and manipulating prices. And they're the ones that are going to be making the big life-changing money. The life-changing money is going to be gone here in the next couple of years, if that at best. You know, people always talk about you're early. Yeah, you're technically early, but the life-changing money that you can make in one bull run is going to be harder and harder to make in the next bull run and the next and the next. You're going to have to play with more fire. There's going to be more regulation. There's going to be possibly a lot less altcoins and a lot less trash being involved. And even if they do exist, you want to risk it and get involved with them after regulation starts to get passed. And you're starting to play with fire, right? They're going to be coming after a lot of the exchanges that don't have KYC. They're going to be coming after you if you're not paying taxes. All these little things that people do to make tons of money right now, they will be coming after you. And the next thing is NFTs, right? They will be coming after NFTs. They will be putting NFT regulations in place, for rug pulls and all kinds of things that people are doing with NFTs as well. So the time to make life-changing money is running out.
Yeah,
for sure.
I want to touch on this one part that I hadn't read yet. We have to consider that if altcoins are deemed securities, that's not necessarily a bad thing. We trade stocks all the time, and stocks are securities. But the problem is that I'm not trying to just spread FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the United States. There might be some questionable things related to the question of, can U.S. exchanges list them? This is where it gets super interesting. And I don't think that let me take this off screen. I think this is kind of more where I lean into, okay, what's actually going to happen? Because if they do, let's say they do get deemed securities, we actually did, you should check this out, a long time ago when we were back in our infancy of the channel, we did a debate on whether crypto were securities or not. And I actually argued on the side of the fact that a lot of cryptos, the majority of cryptos, are securities, which I got a lot of flack for. But the reality is, my dad was a securities attorney. I talked through it with him, and I was like, wow, the reality is a lot of these probably do, pass the Howey test, which is the test to tell whether something's a security or not. And so if they are deemed securities, my question will be, how do they deal with existing holdings? I have to believe they're not coming after, and this is the only good thing, they're not trying to come after you and me for small amounts of holdings as it, well, I've got some XRP. Well, XRP is a security. You just lost it all because you bought it. No. They're going after the exchanges with the big money, because they are selling you unregistered securities. So that's why, as we always talk about with exchanges, you've got to get off. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. She's like,
she's running away.
You got to get off the exchanges and get your money onto a hardware wallet. Addison wants to remind you, get yourself a ledger, and now she's running away.
Yeah, 100%, right? They're going to be coming after exchanges. They're going to be coming after these institutions because they have the money, right? They're the ones that can be paying the millions and billions of dollars in penalties that you and I cannot pay. They don't achieve anything. At the end of the day, it's all about money, paying the piper, right? You got to pay your half to participate. So they're not going to be coming out to you and me because if they say, hey, you got to pay X amount, be like, come and get it, bro, because I don't got it. So they're going to be coming out to these institutions and they're going to be playing a lot more rules, right? We saw Binance a while ago try to put some stocks onto the crypto game and that got shut down real quick. Now we have Binance.us that plays by different rules than Binance does. So we're going to be seeing a lot of these things happening and some of it's going to be good. Some of it's going to be bad. We just got to hope for the best.
Yeah, for sure. And the other side of that is actually this next article. It's all about CBDCs. It says exclusive. Voters skeptical of Federal Reserve digital currency poll finds. Okay, I'll bite. I'll listen. More than half of voters in Senate battleground states oppose a digital currency issued by the Federal Reserve, according to a new poll commissioned by a conservative group. The new survey comes as the Federal Reserve explores issuance of a digital or a central bank digital currency sometime in the near future, and days after the Biden administration released a series of high-profile reports examining digital assets. The prominent Republican group Club for Growth commissioned the poll through its Political Action Committee. The conservative organization has taken a recent interest in crypto. The Club for Growth has given more than $1 million to Crypto Freedom PAC. A supporter PAC has spent serious cash in midterm races in support of pro-crypto candidates. According to the new poll, 53% of voters said they opposed Federal Reserve digital currency, while 11% said they support it. More than one-third of the voters, 36%, said they were unsure. So let's unpack that, Miguel. So you got 53% of people saying heck no. Now, they made sure to throw into the article conservatives. They had to let you know, listen.
What team is on
exactly
what side?
This is what team they're playing for, and you need to know because these crazy conservatives. Let's unpack that. So over 50% said heck no. Let's talk that through first. Why a large resistance to something like a central bank digital currency?
What was the number again?
It was like 56.
I'm actually surprised.
53%. 53%.
That's actually a small number. I felt like that should have been like in the 80 percentile.
Okay,
people should be saying
but you're assuming that people have the understanding that we do of smart contracts, and they don't.
Well, this was based off people that are already in crypto, right? Or this is just based off of?
Well, it just said the poll.
Average people.
Let me see.
Are there normies or are they already crypto people?
The conservative organization has taken a recent interest in crypto. It doesn't really say whether they actually know. Yeah, it doesn't really say.
It doesn't specify. Okay, yeah, then I'll let it pass. But the reason why is because people have lost trust in the government more and more every single day. They've lost trust in the US dollar. They know the dollar is dying. They know that, and if they don't know the dollar is dying, they know there's something wrong with it. They know something is wrong. Something has changed in the last 2 to 3 years drastically and has been very noticeable, and people are kind of starting to catch up on those little clues. Even if they don't really understand what it is just yet, they know something is happening. So the minute they start hearing CBDCs, digital money, digital central banking system, they're like, wait a minute, I'm going to vote no on that because I don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm going to pass. The people that do get it, like us, right, and everybody watching this channel are saying, hell no, because they understand that crypto is a revolution against the banks, right? For us to become our own banks, for us to regain power in the banking system, to have a true divide between state and the actual money, right? That's what crypto provides. The CBDCs is going to regain that territory. They're going to bring the traditional system back into the digital world, and they're going to reclaim this power from the cryptos, and that's not what we want. We want to keep moving forward. We don't want to go backwards again. But the sad reality is they will be coming. They will be happening. What we need to look at is how will they coexist? Because they can coexist, but we have to pay attention to the regulations very closely on how they're going to coexist and what is going to be that dynamic.
Yeah, and that's, the other side of it, the exact opposite was 11% of people saying that they full on support CBDCs. And I
The
think
11% of people that work in the Federal Reserve.
yeah, it's people that are actually like benefiting financially from
They all work
voting
in the
for.
banking system. They all voted yes.
The question that I have is kind of in tune with what you're saying, Miguel. How can they coexist? What people are suggesting right now, I actually have a TikTok that's ripping right now, because there's so many people talking about basically the great reset happening in some sort of an EMP. Hey, the banks need to shut down for a weekend, this, that, and the third. All of a sudden, it's a cyber attack. It's all, listen, I know it sounds wild, and I didn't even suggest it in that video. I was just asking, like, what is going on? And but as you think about it and you think it through, how are they going to introduce? Because they can't just say, "Hey, everybody line up, turn in your dollars. We're no longer accepting them, and we'll convert them over to digital." I guess they could theoretically, but
They could. They
I'll
did
be
that with
interested to
gold.
see. But no. But I think that they're not going to, because they want to still be able to point the finger. We didn't do this, but we've got the solution. We'll create the problem. We'll give you the solution. And so what I'm more interested in is, how transparent are they actually going to be about it? And then what and how is that transition going to take place? I think they can coexist for a while together, but
The
the power
CBDCs
that it gives,
and the
and
crypto, or the CBDCs and
no,
the regular
CBDCs
dollar
in the US dollar,
and the
in the
US
US
dollar.
dollar, but I don't think it's going to be for that long, because once they get a taste of that, ability to really see what's happening with every
Yeah,
single
to
last
control
cent that you
people's
have,
money.
and control it, and be able to say, "Hey, remember that check that you got for the tax year of 2022? You've got another 36 days to spend that. And oh yeah, here's the companies that you can spend it with."
Yeah.
And I think once they get a taste of that, the US dollar, which is already failing anyway, is gonna.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got to remember the majority of money already is digital. It's not in the CBDC format, but it is digital already compared to the amount of cash flowing around in daily
Oh yeah.
circulation. So that's going to transition over pretty quickly, but it is going to be a little bit of a slow weaning process to get people accustomed to the new system versus cash before they fully ban cash completely and then it's fully digital. But I'm a type of person that I carry no cash on me. I have credit card, I have debit card. That's what I use, right? I don't really carry a lot of carry any cash around me at all to make purchases. So people are going to transition a little bit easier than normal, but once they will, like you said, there will be a short period of time that they coexist, and the minute they get that taste, right, it's like the shark smelling the blood in the water. Instantly, they're going to just attack that thing and say, "This is what we need. This is how we control people even more. This is how we stimulate the economy and make sure that these awful recessions never occur again, because now we have full control over it." Because that always helps, right? When something has a problem, the only way to fix that problem is by controlling it even more. They did the same thing with colleges. They did the same thing with everything. Everything they touch, they make it better. So that's gonna happen, dude. And I'm strapping in for the ride. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even have words to describe what that's gonna be like and what that type of life is gonna look like. I mean, at first it's gonna look normal, but I think
they're going to want to make it feel as I think they'll basically suggest, like, "Hey, listen, every single dollar that you had in the bank, it's still going to." I don't think they'll change how their apps look. I literally think it's going
all
to
going to be in the background.
It's just bloop. It's going to look exactly the same. However, when you do make a transaction, when you go to try to maybe spend one place or another, you might have an extra signature, or it might deny a random, and you're like, "Well, I wonder why." "Oh yeah, well," and they'll have a good explanation at first for why you can or can't do something. "Oh, that's just the new system kicking in." They'll have all these great responses, but the reality
the new
is,
system is not yet compatible with the old system. We're still bridging over, yada yada. And then eventually, when everybody just kind of gets accustomed to the idea, they're just gonna be like, "Yo, by the way, you just can't do this anymore." Because
smash the likes, and I like I also smashed the like for a great question by one of the DCA fam, Kenton. Kenton in the house. Shout out, Kenton. We appreciate you as always for all the support. If you're not in the Danger Close Alpha community, get in the Discord. Jump in there now. We're solving riddles. We're buying bug out bags. There's like 90 or 89 bug out bags left for 0.02. You get a 3-day prepper boot camp in virtual where you can watch that actually happen while we're there IRL partying, having a good old time. Some of those are for sale too on OpenSea. So whatever you're looking to do, check that out. And then
the faction game, dude.
That's what I was getting ready to say. We've got our faction game happening. We have a draft happening. Alert, by the way. We were talking about having the draft this evening, but a bunch of influx of people signed up yesterday. I think between yesterday and today. I think we're going to give it a couple more days. I apologize, DCA fam. We're doing it on purpose. We had a big influx of people. Boom. So that means we've still missed some people. So I want to remind you, if you have not signed up, it's 2 questions on the form. Jump in and do that. We've got an alternate reality game happening where you have a platoon sergeant and you have a group, a faction that you are essentially battling against the other factions, but also working together for a greater good with the story that's happening with what we're doing in Danger Close Alpha. And all the time, all the while, you're learning real life survival stuff, because one of the biggest things you can do to earn points for your team to ultimately earn you ETH is do a small little presentation, if you will, to the group on what, whatever the topic is, whether it's water purification or fire building or whatever the case may be. We're learning good stuff there. So make sure to jump in. But Kenton says that won't stop them from printing more virtual money. So Miguel, let me ask you before we dive onto the last article and get the alpha that everybody came for tonight. What does that look like? They theoretically, it's not Bitcoin. They're not going to use Bitcoin as their central bank digital currency. Like it's just not going to happen. So how does that look? Are they just going to say, hey, it's set in a smart contract at 2% inflation and it just is what it is? Or what do you think? How do you think that?
I mean, that could definitely be it. I want people to realize that right now the money printing machine goes brrr, right? Then once we go digital, it's gonna go zzz. That's gonna be a big difference. Yeah. It can be anything, right? It can be anything they want it to be. The inflation, the deflation, completely up to them how much money they're going to be printing, right? Look at Ethereum right now. Ethereum right now, a year ago, had no burning mechanism, right? It introduced a burning mechanism.
EIP 1559.
Now it's apparently burning more than what it's producing. So now it's gone from inflationary to deflationary. This is the same exact concepts that the CBDCs will introduce. They're just going to be more flexible. They can go into deflationary states or inflationary states at their own will. A lot. Oh,
you think they're going to be able to? They're just going to. They're going to play with it. They're going to push it around, kind of how the Fed meetings happen on Wednesdays. They're going to basically raise and lower interest rates, if you will. That's how they're going to kind of turn the printer on and off as it relates to our money. You think they're going to play with it like that?
Yeah, dude. I think it's going to be as simple as that. Them just saying, hey, we're going to be producing a little bit more this month, the next couple of months. Hey, we're going to start reducing a little bit here and there by burning mechanism, whatever it is. That all works into what the Federal Reserve is doing currently. It's just in a digital format.
Yeah, I think that as a whole, they're going to want to make it feel as normal as possible. They don't want
nobody freaking out.
Spidey senses. No, they don't. You're right. They do not want your Spidey senses going off, because if they do that, then they recognize the people are not woke, but the people are waking up. And part of what needs to happen is some people need to wake up and understand the more control that they get, they're not going to let go of, and they're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until we look around and say, how do we get here? And that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm hoping that I don't.
Look what's happened the past 2 years.
Yeah. It's definitely scary. It is that, no doubt. So check this out. Speaking of the last 2 years, I think this actually was more 3 or 4 years, but a friend of the show we're about to pull up here has got some issues with the SEC. This is not good. SEC claims all of Ethereum falls under U.S. jurisdiction. In a civil complaint against a crypto influencer, the SEC suggested that it believes the U.S. government has jurisdiction over all Ethereum transactions. There's the lizard man himself, Gary Gensler.
I just want to make it sure, guys, it's not me. I'm good. It's not me.
It's not Miguel. He just missed the cut. When the SEC filed a federal lawsuit Monday against crypto influencer Ian Bellina, let me pause. For those of you that don't know Ian Bellina, he owns Token Metrics. We have Bill Noble on every single week on Thursdays, or most Thursdays. He's a good friend of the channel. Ian and him obviously have been business partners for a long time. So I've met Ian a couple times. Great guy. I was really surprised when I heard this. It says when the SEC filed a federal lawsuit against crypto influencer Ian Bellina for his failure to register a cryptocurrency as a security before launching a 2018 initial coin offering, that's an ICO, everything at first appeared run-of-the-mill. The SEC has for years filed civil suits against individuals and organizations for rolling out unregistered ICOs. Eagle-eyed observers then read a little bit further into the fine print. In a bold and potentially unprecedented move buried in the lawsuit's 69th paragraph, the SEC, it's funny how they always do that, put those in interesting places. The SEC today claimed it had the right to sue Bellina, not only because his case concerns transactions made in the U.S., but also because essentially the entire Ethereum network falls under the U.S. government's purview. Miguel, wait till you hear this, because I don't think you've read this, but listen to this. This is wild. In its complaint, the regulator noted that the ETH sent to Bellina was, quote, validated by a network of nodes on the Ethereum blockchain, which are clustered more densely in the U.S. than any other country. The SEC then concludes, as a result, those transactions took place in the United States. The SEC appears to be suggesting that because more of Ethereum's validating nodes currently operate in the U.S. than any other country, all Ethereum transactions globally should be considered of American origin. Now, last point. Currently, 45.85% of all Ethereum nodes operate in the United States. So let's unpack this. So less than half of all the nodes are in the United States, okay? Less than half. But that half is significantly more than any other particular place. I think the next place was like Germany. It was like 18%. How can you say when less than half of a massive worldwide network happens in one place that, well, it's all in one place? That's kind of like suggesting when China had all the hash rate on Bitcoin, that Bitcoin was specifically and only a Chinese digital currency. It's hogwash. It's baloney. As Miguel says, it's fugazi. They're playing games with these numbers. They've got to have an agenda here. What's the agenda here? What are your thoughts on what
control,
they're trying
man?
to do?
It's control, because look what they said, right? The fact that they have 45% control, all of Ethereum is under their jurisdiction. They're controlling. Now we move to proof of stake, which is going to make the validator nodes even easier to accumulate in the United States. All you got to do is just put more money into it, and you get more validators in the United States, right? When Bitcoin was mostly being mined in China, all they talked about was tons of FUD about Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Now that that has moved away and more Bitcoin mining is happening in the United States, we have more institutions flowing into Bitcoin and talking great about Bitcoin in the meantime. So they're doing the exact same thing now with Ethereum. Now they're just, hey, it's under our jurisdiction. We're just going to run the show now because we got 45% of it and we're going to throw more money in. Now that it's proof of stake, it's even easier for us to control the network even more, which goes to show you why I was worried about this proof of stake situation, with it just being so easily to put more validators under your country. Boom, that's it. Now you're the boss of the entire network. No matter where you are, we're going to come and get you. And it's like, dude, holy smokes. The fact that they're going after the validators, just we have more validators and it's our product. That's what they're claiming. They're claiming that Ethereum is the United States product.
Look at this. It says it's the SEC saying the entire body of financial. Oh, hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. It's the SEC saying this entire body of financial activity is within the scope of the stuff that we regulate. Therefore, we're going to regulate all of it. Basically, it's the idea that, hey, if we if some of it falls underneath us, heck, if even most of it falls underneath us, which it's not most, it's less than half, falls underneath us, then we're taking control of all of it. That literally makes zero sense. I'm trying to think of a good like comparison here to what you could compare that to. It's kind of like saying,
dude, it's comparing. It's like anything. Like, hey, let's say, like, Ford Motors, right? Ford was creating cars here, so we control the entire car market because more Fords than anything is sold is sold. So that's the
So
most
every
car brand being
regulation in the
sold.
world on cars has to be
It
in the
comes to
United
us
States
because
because
the Ford is our product.
it's
It's
wild.
wild, dude. I mean, and this also goes into the whole attribute or the conversation people have with XRP. If they were to lose the lawsuit, oh, it's just the United States and the SEC. We still got the rest of the world.
Oh,
This
yeah.
goes to show you how far they will reach, how far they will go to claim something as
Or
theirs.
try. Yeah.
Right? And the connections that they have to be able to say a statement like that. If XRP were to lose, the rest of the world will not save XRP. I still stand by that.
Have we thought about the idea that all of these are just playing positions in a larger game of chess? And what I mean by that is the SEC wasn't ready for this bull run to go the way that it did. Now that they've got things into a bear market, things have chilled out. They are flooding the market wherever they can. The ETH merge happened and it didn't take off and go to the moon. The lawsuit is not yet over with XRP. So they've got the market essentially in a little bit of a stranglehold, or so it feels to people that are in the space. Now, the people that really know the space know, hey, this is opportunity. It's an opportunity to continue to DCA long term. Obviously, we're here for entertainment purposes only, but if you were to do that into top tier projects over time, you're going to have what's going to look like long term a great entry point. All that just to say, is this a tactic to stall? Is this a because think about how much they've slowed down. Let's use XRP as an example. Think about how much they've slowed down XRP, even if they knew that they were going to lose this case. Okay. They are using printed money that they're firing up a printer that they have deals with within basically their own. It'd be like my wife firing up the printer in the house and telling me, go down the street and buy a new car or whatever the case may be. Like it's easy. And so we have the SEC who's controlled by who? Well, I don't really know who technically controls the SEC, but dollars and cents controls the SEC, but they're able to turn the freaking printer on theoretically. Is it just a stall tactic to get to the point where they understand and position themselves in the crypto space to where they can then truly roll out the CBDCs, give time for the government to position, let the Dixie, let the dollar do what it needs to do? Are they able to taper some of this inflation, move it towards deflationary? Are they able to basically rein it in? And if they're not, they're going to sure as heck going to slow crypto down in the process, because people are starting to wake up to the fact that this book right here, the Bitcoin Standard, is real deal teaching people what money really is about, what value is about. That's where people miss the boat. Value is what two or more people agree on something. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you can agree with one or more people, that's value. Bitcoin has value. Lots of these cryptos have value, and these cryptos moving into Web3, don't even get me started on the value that brings to the space as a whole. I think they're just trying to slow things down. I really do. I think they're trying to put the brakes on.
Dude, 100%, right? They have to rein in control. They have to reposition themselves in a position of power. Right? They're weak right now with the way the dollar is, or at least they seem to be weak, right? But we don't know what their plans are, right? We've talked about this plenty of times. Somebody was talking about it in the Discord earlier today about how, crypto was literally being laid out as a plan because they knew the dollar was dying, and it's a way for them to reposition and transfer over the wealth, right? Without making it seem like they were actually planning this ahead of time. It's just something that came out organically, and now they're just coming in like, hey, cool, this little crypto thing, yeah, digital age, yada yada, let's get involved with it. CBDCs, what a benefit to us. Oh my god, who would have ever thought digital money would have been such a great idea for us, the government, right? So it's all part of the plan, and I do believe that. I do believe that, and I do believe that that's what they're doing. They're just repositioning themselves from the dollar that makes them look weak to a position where they're in control of Ethereum, they're in control of Bitcoin, they're in control of top tier assets that reposition them as number one.
Yeah. It is. It's the same song and dance. It's the reason that the political hoopla does so well on the different, social media channels. It is all about what catches eyes and what can we do to control or confuse others. I was talking about it with a somebody in my construction business today, and we were just having a generalized conversation about how divide and conquer has been this whole thing, and pulling the family unit apart and getting God out of the family and tossing that to the side, and just kind of the whole deal. And we both agreed that at the core of all of this is just two things, very simply. And you talk about it all the time, Miguel. We talk about it all the time: power and money. So power, control, money, whatever that looks like. And they're willing to do anything to get it. And the more disgusting part is they're willing to intellectually be dishonest to you on any type of level, way, shape, or form to hold on to it. They won't let go of it to save their life. They will change definition of freaking words. They will do anything.
Yep, and it's never enough for them. They always need to push the bounds to get a little bit more and a little bit more. There's never a level where, okay, I'll let them, I'll concede this territory and I'd say that's where we draw the line. There is no more, there is no less. There isn't. Yeah. There's always a little bit more that they can take from you, and they go for it. So it's a losing battle for us, the people.
Crypto fam, there's a reason why we start off the show with question everything, trust nothing. It's not because we want you to walk around with the idea that I just can't trust anybody in life. No, it's saying open your eyes and understand that there are narratives that are being pushed in everyday life. And if you can't just have your eyes open and really understand that maybe not everything is face value, you will be better off. So we just want to encourage you to use what God gave you. Use your brain a little bit and say, does this make sense? At least ask the question. Okay. We love you guys. You could be anywhere and you are here on a Monday night. So thank you as always. I see you, chat. We appreciate all the support. I see Crypto Blood just jumped into the house. Blood, you missed it earlier, bro. But I let the people know your blood analytics helped me with and I hadn't even told him this yet. Your blood analytics helped me exit accurately a position. I made some good money on a leverage trade. So I appreciate you. You guys should all go check that out. So Crypto fam, we love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. We are here Monday through Saturday. For those of you that are new, Monday through Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jump in the Discord. DangerCloseAlpha.com is the website. Check it out. Buy yourself a bug out bag. Have a blessed night. Question everything.
Trust nothing.
And until next time, hodl
like it's hot.
We will see you soon.